Urbanization is naturally taking place. It takes place whether you are prepared for it or you plan for it or not. So it is better to be ready for it, and therefore it is important that people go ahead of urbanization and try to prepare for it and plan for it so that it happens in a planned manner and in a sustainable way to benefit the people from rural areas to urban areas.
UN Habitat commenced its activities in Rwanda after the 1994 genocide, during which urban infrastructure was severely hit and loss of lives of qualified personnel heavily affected institutional capacity. In an effort to support the government, UN Habitat initiated projects and programs to promote the resettlement and reintegration of returnees through land allocation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of housing and infrastructure. By the end of the post-conflict recovery and reconciliation period, capacity building reflected the government's priorities in support of a firm development process. In response, from 2004, UN Habitat shifted its activities towards provision of technical advisory services to key government institutions, socio-environmental assessment, as well as development of key urban policies. According to the Minister of Infrastructure, Honorable James Musoni, urbanization in Rwanda is under control, and the government of Rwanda is most often the major technical and supporter for urbanization.
Ku rwego rwa leta natwe turakora ibishoboka kugira ngo ibikorwa remezo bigomba kubakwa bikorwe bishyirwe ahakwiye kubakwa ndetse n'ahari tariki haboneka ibishushanyo mbonera biboneke byuzuye. Hanyuma kindi nuko turi bufatanye n'abikorera n'abandi bose bireba kugira ngo dushobore kwihutisha kuvugurura ahandi hari akajagari. Turifuza ko tugerageza gukoresha neza ubutaka mu buryo bushobotse. Ubutaka bwacu ni buke, tukwiye kubusanasana kandi tukabubyaza umusaruro mwinshi.
In 2008, the government of Rwanda embarked on the Delivering as One United Nations pilot program involving common planning, implementation, and monitoring aligned with Rwanda's national priorities outlined in the Vision 2020 and the Economic Development and Poverty Reduction Strategy, or EDPRS-1.
The government of Rwanda has been partnering with UN Habitat for over 1 decade, and even in the bid to become a middle-income country, still we are together with UN Habitat in this struggle to achieve our goals. And so far we are working with them to elaborate and put in place the urbanization policy, the national urbanization policy. And this is a guiding principle that is going to guide even these secondary cities that we are talking about, and all the master planning and the implementation, without leaving behind all other sectors, because urbanization cuts across all other sectors. It goes beyond housing, it goes beyond this tangible infrastructure. It touches all lives of the people in the society. So we are looking forward to continuous partnership with them, and they are helping by technical support, and we continuously look forward to their support.
Kigali is the major urban center in Rwanda, concentrating most economic activities and assimilating at least a third of the real urban migration within the country, which is mainly associated with search for employment.
The capital city, in terms of urbanization, of course, it plays a key role, and urbanization, city go together with economic development, with human development. And especially we know that cities are center for job creation. Our plan is to make the city of Kigali the center of urban excellence in Africa. And we welcome the contribution, the support, and the partnership of important organizations like UN Habitat.
After Kigali City, the second most urbanized province is the western one, with 12.2% of its population living in urban areas, followed by the northern with 9.3%, the southern with 8.9%, and the eastern province with 7.2%. Today, Rwanda is in the midst of protracted urbanization process that is projected to persist well into the 21st century. According to its Vision 2020, the government targets to become a middle-income country with urbanization rate of 35% by 2020.
How we are going to achieve it is mainly by attracting people into urban areas, and this is going to be according to the pull factors the government is putting in place, and most especially in the 6 secondary cities. In the northern part of this country, we have Musanze. In the eastern part of Rwanda, we have Nyagatare. In the south, we have Muhanga and Huye. In the west, we have Rubavu and Rusizi. So these 6 secondary cities are key areas that are going to be concentrated on for EDPRS2 and for attracting people into urban areas to access off-farm jobs. As Rwanda Housing Authority, our role is first of all to put in place all the master plans to attract these people to come and develop accordingly. Secondly, all these master plans are going also to provide opportunities for pull factors, for example, the industrial areas, and all the construction jobs that are going to actually be done in the bid to implement the master plans. And then housing will come also on board, because these people will need homes to stay in when they come to access these off-farm jobs.
However, the potential economic benefits of urbanization are not spontaneously derived. It must be guided and supported by integrated spatial and sectorial public policies, planning strategies, and implementation tools that are appropriate to Rwanda's economic realities and aim at urbanization in a territorially balanced and sustainable manner.
The strong partnership between the government of Rwanda and the UN Habitat changed a lot in terms of both social and economic development towards achieving DPRS2 targets, and we are aiming to achieve Vision 2020 goals as one team.
Also, in September 2013, Rwanda hosted 51 countries from the African, Caribbean, and Pacific Group to attend the ACP European Commission UN Habitat International Conference entitled Sustainable Urbanization as Response to Poverty Eradication in ACP Countries, Slum Upgrading and Community Empowerment. The ministers, parliamentarians, mayors, and urban experts present committed to take advantage of the transformative potential of well-planned and managed urbanization as a driver for sustainable development, including through proactive leadership and inclusive governments for slum prevention and upgrading.
We have seen an urbanization which moved from 10% of the world population living in cities at the beginning of the 20th century to 50% of the world population living in cities today. And the prevision is that 25% more are going to be in cities in just 30 years. Here represents a change is the pace of urbanization. This is a change. But we are seeing in this rapid urbanization of the 20th and the beginning of the 21st century another change which is for us very, very challenging. We, as UN Habitat, we are supposed to be the world observatory of urbanization. We are more or less trying to monitoring how the urbanization is taking place in the world. We can tell you that most of the 20th century urbanization has been driven by industrialization.
The city of the 21st century values urbanization and agglomeration economies and prioritizes integrated public transport systems, walking ability, green areas, and efficient use of energy. This city is generally more compact and is characterized by multifunctional use of space, where zoning is kept to the minimum. Based on global experience, UN Habitat is promoting a set of principles that should lead countries that are rapidly urbanizing, like Rwanda, to achieve these goals that could be summarized in a more sustainable urban environment.
When you look around the city, you see concrete achievement. The good governance has contributed a lot to achieve that. And we thank the top leadership of this country, which has been very supportive to what the city has achieved up to now. His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Paul Kagame himself, has been always supporting the city, supporting the development of the city. Under his guidance and other support, we have achieved what we have now.
With regards to UN Habitat's urban principles and Rwanda's needs outlined in the EDPRS-2, joint efforts for the period 2013 to 2018 will focus on developing national urbanization policy, identifying socioeconomic development possibilities and promoting a strategic development framework, improving urban and regional planning for all secondary and intermediate cities, working on the development of a national urban strategy and guidelines for urbanization, demonstrating urban improvement possibilities through pilot projects, promoting neighborhood development principles like densification, mixed use, good and sufficient public space and streets, enforcing city leaders through capacity building.